Hey guys, it's Rush G, how's it going? I've just been messing around in the lab and there's a few little things I've touched on that I think might be quite useful, so I wanted to share this information with you. So what I've been doing is I'll look at the throw loop situation first, turn guard all off, and if I set, I think wake up is set to 3 frames. Okay, yeah, so throw loops, we all know how this works now. There's 2 variants, you whiff the light kick in between the loops or you dash forward. I prefer dash forward because it gets you closer to the opponent. So let me show you how that works. Get the timing right forward. Start again. So that's the stand light kick. I don't use that too much. Dash forward. It's the exact same way. I prefer the dash forward because it gets you close to the opponent, and the difference that makes is, if I show you now, if I do, so you can also do this, if you whiff the light kick and then do a light punch for your 4 frame, I think it just counts it. So I'll get the timing right. There you go. So you can see I'm pretty rusty with the light kick, I don't reuse it too much. So that's what happens if you do a 4 frame after you feint the throw loop. So instead of going for a throw, you go for a 4 frame. So I did stand light punch, stand light kick, and I confirmed after that. We did the exact same thing with the dash forward as well. You can see I'm much better at the dash forward. But what I've realised is there is a difference between the two, and it's to do with spacing. So if I was to do, let me get this right. So if I do, so what happened there? I only got 2 hits of the melee kick Tatsu after stand light punch, stand light kick. But if I do the dash forward variant, get timing right. I get 3 hits. So there is a difference between the two, and that's quite an important thing to remember. So that's the first thing. So spacing depending on which throw loop you use. I think you can set a back medium punch as well. I think you can. Yeah, it's very tight though. The same works for a stand light kick. Timing's so bad. So that works as well. So that's the throw loops. What I wanted to highlight as well is so that's the spacing difference. With his EX fireball in the corner at Chin Buster. So if I set guard alter on, and we can turn that off. No, we don't need that. So okay, set to 3 frame there. Now EX fireball non-V trigger is +1. That's safe on block, but it's very hard to pressure after that. For a 4 frame will trade. Back medium punch will lose. That's 5 frame. You need a 3 frame. So what I realised is, if you use Chin Buster EX fireball when you're not in V trigger, as long as you got V trigger available, if you do like your Tatsu and then V trigger cancel that after the EX fireball is blocked, if they mash 3 frame, if the opponent has a 3 frame, that will work every time. As long as your timing's tight, that will work, because the Tatsu is, like your Tatsu is 3 frame startup and it's safe on block if you V trigger cancel. So that's really good, that is, for people that mash jab after the EX. If they go for a grab, so if I were to record Ryu to grab, damn it, we'll do grab and a 4 frame. So that's the grab. We'll do a light kick, stand light kick. There we go. Now this all changes depending on what they do. So if they don't go for a 3 frame, they go for the grab, you will get that. You'll get a 4 frame punish. Well, not punish, but a 4 frame after the +1. You'll also get back medium punch as well. try a 6 frame. Okay, so the 6 frame loses, so you get a 4 frame and you get a 5 frame, but you can still of course do 3 frames to V-trigger. That works as well. So that's non-V-trigger. So what if you're in V-trigger and you use the X fireball? Let's go back to the 3 frame scenario. Oh, we didn't test, sorry, we didn't test 4 frame, did we? 4 frame, non-V-trigger. 4 frame will win that exchange because you're +1. Back medium punch should win as well because of priority. You'll trade, but priority will kick in. See there, that works. 6 frame should lose. Yeah. That loses. So that's the 4 frame setup, non-V trigger. So what about if we're in V trigger? What happens now? So back to the 3 frame. V trigger. So you're +3, I believe, in V trigger. So you can do a lot of stuff here. So you can do 4 frame, of course. 4 frame will work. Back medium punch will work. I'm guessing 6 frame will work as well. Okay, so the pushback makes that difficult to follow up. That's going to be your only follow up, but it has to be counter hit. So 6 frames not really an option in any scenario that you want to go for. It's not really worth it. You could do something really silly if you wanted to troll your opponent. Could go for that. Crouching heavy punch, but it's unsafe on block. You can't V-trigger cancel because you're obviously already in V-trigger, so I wouldn't recommend it. So I would say 4 frame there. So you could do oh, that doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna net you the most damage, that one. Something like that's fine. What if they... Oh, and also, you can grab after it. You should get a meaty grab after that. If they're 3 frames. So you haven't got to worry about being mashed out of grab. But if fireball in the corner is very scary. That's that. So what if they grab? What happens then? So you're gonna have more options if they grab, because if they tech, they try to tech a throw attempt, they're more frames out. So it's gonna be a similar scenario, because the 6 frame is so hard to confirm because it has to be counter hit. You're probably best to go for 4 frame, 5 frame, but it's good just to see the options available. So he's gonna grab now. So yeah, so that works. Same fashion. That works. Like I said, you don't want to bother with the with that one because like it whiffs. I mean, if you're really good, you could do this. Oops. You can actually link that. I think because because of the pushback, because I'm so far out of range, and it's counter, it's pushing me out of range. If I do heavy punch DP, it'll work. Combos, rather than cancelling a link. But I wouldn't recommend. I don't recommend the 6 frame at all, unless you go for crouching heavy punch for the counter hit. But again, that's quite risky. So and then, of course, if you do throw, they'll tech. And the 4 frame, it'll be the same again. To be fair, we're repeating ourselves now. But... Oops. Make sure you get your confirms down. 4 frame's great, and the 5 frame as well. That should work fine. Oops. So you can see there that in V trigger, there's 3 options. There's this throw, it's meaty, it will beat 3 frames. Let's try that. 4 frame. That beats 4 frame. Okay. So throw will beat any button on wake up. If they tech, they'll obviously tech your throw attempt when you're in V trigger. So the 4 frame is probably the most wise option if you're in V trigger, or the throw. That's the 2 options I'd go for. 4 frame confirmed. Or the throw. I wouldn't bat medium punch. You can go for bat medium punch, but it's obviously a more difficult confirm. White's a 1-hit confirm. But if you want to make it easier, and you do it viable, accurate, make it safe. With a mash, you're sorted anyway. So you can abuse that. If you're not good at confirming chin buster, the X5 in the corner after chin buster is very, very good. So you can use the initial setup and then bait them into pressing a button and go for it again. Mad damage. So yes, going back to what I said, my option would be the 4 frame or the throw in V trigger. And if they have got a 4 frame, not a 3 frame, then you can go for non-V triggers. You go for the 4 frame again. But if they've got a 3 frame, the only option is. Oops. Execution is really bad today. You can't do that because you've already spent the bar. That's the motion. So you can like your Tatsu if they mash 3 frame after non-V trigger chin buster EX viable. So yeah, basically just to recap, so the 2 different throw loops in the corner. Again, going back to it, I much prefer the dash forward because it gets you right up in the face, but you've got to make sure your timing's spot on, else you're gonna get hit. Oh, he's set to block, isn't he? So make sure you abuse those throw loops if you're not doing it already, and have a look into those chin buster X viable setups. I think they're very good. Like, you know, you can really exploit the plus frames in the corner for more damage and more pressure. I think especially for like lower down in the ranks, I think it's a really useful tool to use to level up, because it'll make your offense more scary in the corner. It'll give you more options, and people don't realize the X viables plus early on in ranked. So abuse it while you can. It'll help you level up so much. So guys, it's a quick one. I hope that's helped. I'll catch you next video. Take care.